Khmer Rouge remain a real threat, the Vietnamese will not and cannot leave. Nations survive by the lessons of their history. Before the Vietnamese drove into Cambodia, they offered the Khmer Rouge a demilitarized border with United Nations inspection. They were ignored both by Pol Pot and the United Nations. They now need a way out. In September 1979, as America's UN delegate rose from his seat after voting in favor of Pol Pot, someone grabbed his hand and congratulated him. I looked up, he said, and saw it was Ieng Sary, Pol Pot's foreign minister. I felt like washing my hands. This film is really about the courage of the people of Cambodia. They deserve more than cynicism and shame.
The countries of this region have suffered enough. They've been devastated by 30 years of war. I think it's about time we started to look for positive measures to help them instead of denouncing them. We have to look for a détente with Indochina.
There has to be a political way through for this community, for this part of the world, desperately needs peace. It has to have peace.
In New York, an official of Pol Pot's Khmer Rouge lives in luxury in a suite in the Bachman Towers Hotel. Incredibly, he is still Cambodia's representative at the United Nations. This year, the General Assembly of the United Nations will almost certainly vote on whether or not he should retain his seat. If the West supports what President Carter himself has described as the vilest regime in history, there is the real possibility that China, with American approval, will attempt to restore Pol Pot to power under a different name. And that is what the people of Cambodia fear more than anything. It is a fear that runs through every conversation, that haunts almost every face in every crowd. It is a fear greater even than the fear of hunger. Last November in the American Congress, Senator George McGovern said that America's unquestioning alliance with China was forcing Cambodia and Vietnam into a permanent state of siege and a dependency on the Soviet Union, which neither country wants. What they do want, after years of bombs and butchery, is peace. A chance just to be normal, to grow their own food again, to bring up normal, sane children again. Certainly, I find it difficult to cope with the thought that the children in this film may have survived only to suffer war and famine yet again, because your generosity has never been matched by a political generosity from so-called civilized governments.